impact your team choice at all. I think it's still, everyone's still playing one game, but something to think about. So, what fixtures catch your eye this week, Pellegrini?
Yeah, I mean, I have to talk about that. The Hammers playing Man City at, Man City's ground. I think we're in big trouble now. We're in the relegation zone. We threw away that 2-0 lead twice against Brighton.
Yeah,
it was a shocker and just absolutely outrageous defending. We have to sort that out. We can't have a worse upcoming fixture schedule. We've got Man City away and then we've got Liverpool away. Two best teams in the league. So I think we're going to have to sit deep, really try and hold out for a draw at best. But Man City, even though they got beat by Tottenham today, I think at the Etihad, we know Aguero, we know De Bruyne. They always turn up at home. So I can see probably like a 3-0 win for Man City, unfortunately.
I've lost all confidence in City after today.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah, they created chances, but they didn't look clinical at all.
I didn't understand why they took Aguero off. I know, he's managing his minutes, right?
Because they went to the 10 men, didn't they? And he tried to pop someone.
Yeah, but I don't. If you're trying to turn a goal, the game around, why not put Jesus like he did a few weeks ago? Jesus and Aguero on at the same time.
Yeah.
It worked
but with 10
out.
players, I think 2 up top could have been risky strategy against Spurs.
Yeah.
But were they losing? They were losing, weren't they, when Aguero came off? Or was it?
Yeah, they were losing. So I just think just throw all your eggs in one basket.
But you think they're still going to be on top next week?
I think against West Ham. I think West Ham will actually give a better game than I think most will think. I don't think it's going to be a complete walkover. It'll be important that first half. If West Ham can keep it tight at the back, but I do see Man City just their domination in possession. It'll be too much.
So you're saying Aguero for the goals here?
I think Aguero. I think De Bruyne will be on the score sheet. I think you lads who captained in this week. I think he will be back again against the Hammers at the Etihad. I can see Jesus getting a couple of goals because just thinking about Aguero and he's not always playing the full 90 minutes. I can see a couple of late goals in this fixture.
You are an honest West Ham fan. I mean, you let in 4 against Leicester, you then let in 2 against Liverpool, you then let in 3 against Brighton. You are shipping goals. There's going to be a big score
the defence.
Here,
I'm not too concerned, really. We've added a little bit more stability in the part. I think Antonio is superb. He's, I think a lot of the clubs will be after him in the summer. He's been quality.
I do think you're going to get smashed.
Yeah, it's I think we just have to write these off. I think they write the next 2 games off, and then it's going to be do
Your
or die.
form's bad as well. You're 18th in the league. You've lost.
Yeah,
not won one of the last 5.
If we would have beat Brighton, then we would have been out of the relegation zone, and Brighton would actually be in the relegation zone there. So it is tight down there. I've got hope that we'll make it by the end of the season. I think it's going to come down to the last game of the season. We're playing Aston Villa at home actually, and that's my prediction.
And it pains me to ask, what was I didn't watch your game, but what was Snoddy's goals like? And is there anything?
He was superb. Yeah, he was just classic Snoddy. Playing up the right, cutting in on his left
the
foot.
The assist was a free kick, right?
Yeah, that's right. And his goal as well was a deflection. One of his goals was a deflection of a defender. But he just causes trouble.
Dry your eyes, mate.
What was the other goal? Was it a free kick or was it open play as well?
It was open play. Yeah, it was open play. The other goal.
Those little deflections, you don't get them every week. So
you don't. Yeah, it was a bit of luck there. But he was making things happen. But
One game wonder. One game, we'll go with that. So there we go then. So Ricky Pellegrini, Man City are going to dominate and destroy West Ham. Everyone is nodding in agreement. What's your tasty fixture?
So for me, I think game that catches the eye is on the Friday night in the middle of the two, in the midweek.
Before Valentine's Day.
So just,
Nowhere will be.
One thing to say, there's no 3 p.m. fixtures over the next 2 weeks. Every single game is on TV. So no Saturday 3 p.m.
Oh, excellent.
Every game is covered. So
the Friday's 3 p.m. here. 8 p.m. in the UK.
In the UK. So really, Wolves v Leicester is this game. This is 2 teams which have had a couple of hard fixtures. Results not really going their way. I think that this weekend they both drew against Man United and Chelsea, respectively. So 2 solid results for both of them. I think Wolves have a lot to offer, and I think they really made it stalemate for Man United. They were hard at the back. They've got attacking options: Traore, Jimenez, Jota. They make themselves difficult, and
they are looking good at the back. I mean, they're starting to shore things up a little.
Yeah, and I just think that, and then Leicester, they always like playing attacking football, which has also fallen away over the last couple of weeks. Hopefully the break will give them time to revitalise, refigure themselves out. Brendan will be doing that. And I think that they will hopefully...
needs a break.
Yeah, he does. It's like he's done absolutely nothing in the last 3 weeks.
He almost got an assist against Chelsea. I mean, did you see that Chelsea game? It was ridiculous how Leicester didn't win that. They had some gilt-edge opportunities. Johnny Evans headed from the corner. Vardy sets up Barnes one-on-one. He skewed it wide. Chelsea 2 goals, 2 corners. Like, I couldn't believe it. I thought Leicester were the better team.
Yeah. But somehow they only drew 2-2, and that's been
it's true.
That's been them off late, right? As they fell down to third in the league, City still can't propel ahead though, and it's just been disappointing for them. And I think that both these teams need to break; they need to come back revitalised. And if they both come out and go attacking, as you would hope they do, then I think one team's going to really open up against the other, and we should be able to pick up points there.
Who that being said,
I don't know if I'm going to keep Leicester's players in my team. Mm-hmm. Like Maddison, I think definitely get rid of.
Yeah, he's gone.
He needs to be gone and been holding on for far too long. And Vardy,
it's actually I was thinking this. It's actually disgraceful that we still and NVD and I talked about it last week. Maddison has to go, and he's still in my team. It's a disgrace. Like.
Is that price point? He still was cheaper. To be where I am. Someone else that you.
If you keep him in your team, you won't be first for much longer. Honestly, he's the bad.
I would like to see Leicester win this. I would like to see Leicester back to their best and give them a good 3 or 4-1 winning.
You think Leicester might win?
I would like to see.
Yeah,
I don't know what will transpire.
I think Wolves are going to do it just because Jimenez and Traore look so good together. Who won it earlier in the season?
And Jota.
Do you know?
Jota actually keeps scoring. It was 0-0. It was the second or third game of the season, and it was 0-0. The time they played at the end of this time last season, last January, was 4-3 Wolves. Hopefully, a tasty fixture like that would be nice.
So Valentine's Day, you're calling out 3-1 Leicester.
That's me.
Here we go. NVD, what's your fixture for the coming game week 26?
I'm going to look at Chelsea, Man United. Clearly, 2 teams that very much want to hone in on that 4th spot. You know, their last Champions League spot. Chelsea are naturally winning that race at the moment, but not playing convincingly. You know, the same can be said for Manchester United. Very much kind of 2 teams that are up and down, to be honest. Yeah, sure, you know, the injuries have blighted 2 teams. And actually, when I look at this game as well, it's terrible to say, especially kind of, you know, these 2 teams have had great games in the past. I think kind of Manchester United absolutely smashed them right at the start of the season, you know, 4-0, but albeit at Old Trafford. But I kind of feel this has got a draw written all over it. Yeah. It's horrible to say because I wouldn't have said it in any previous season, but it really, I do feel it'll be a score draw, but I just, you know, and I think Fernandes settling into play, I think he's going to really start to make certain players around him tick. I think so, yeah. And let's not forget 4-0 earlier in the season, first game, as you mentioned, and we thought we were going to win the league at that. But I've got to say, I remember that game, and Chelsea were actually unlucky. 4-0 flattered us. Yeah. 2 from Rashford. Rashford's still out. Yeah. So that's not really helpful for Manchester United. But yeah, I just think, you know... I see Chelsea beating Man U. You think it's going to be a draw? No, I think it's going to be a draw. I don't feel they're going to beat you. I think, you know, they're struggling at the moment in terms of, you know, that end product and creativity as well, which ordinarily I think, you know, a couple of games in the season I would have then, you know, gone in favour of Chelsea, but actually just of late really. I think you're right. I mean, when you look at that Leicester game, 2 goals, both free kicks, Rudiger headers. Yeah. I mean, if you had Rudiger, you were laughing this week. Exactly, yeah.
But the creativity is missing, and it's almost that it's you know, in front of goal, the kind of instinctive finish, clinical, the sort of you know, quality in front of goal is missing, and they're not making chances. That final ball in the final third of the field for Chelsea is missing. You're completely right. Exactly. I think United have got that though, because we are making chances still.
It's sort of similar situation at Leicester at the moment, right? It is. Had a good season, right? Overall, we know Leicester have had a blinding season. So Chelsea, really, considering the circumstances.
I think it's just the exploits on the team just kind of taking its toll. Yeah,
it's just this time of year.
It's a difficult one. So
so score draw. Who should we be looking at for the goals?
So I'm actually. I genuinely feel from a Manchester United perspective, Martial.
Martial?
I really do think, Fernandes hitting his stride is really going to unlock and just kind of push Martial, because naturally that's your end product, right? And you're going to push him a little bit further forward. I'm not going to say Igalo is going to walk into the team and just bash out a hat-trick.
Go on, Igalo.
If he does, then...
He won't play.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think definitely him for
United and Chelsea.
United. Chelsea, I'm not sure if Abraham's going to play the last game. He didn't last the full 90 minutes against Leicester, but I mean, he's
got a 2-week break now.
Yes, yeah. I mean, I think kind of he's not been too bad. I mean, his returns in terms of kind of from an FPL standpoint, all right, fine. He's kind of done 2, but then 5, 2, 6. So he's
not kind of doing the Salah or the Mane or the De Bruyne,
he's still
snoddy.
He's still averaging an okay amount, an okay return. Yeah. So. You'd always look to him. Mount is coming back into a little bit of form.
2 assists, but only from the free kicks.
But again, I think that's short-lived. So yeah,
it was the free kicks and the headers. There's 2 assists. He's not going to get that every week.
So Abraham and Martial the picks.
Excellent. Thanks, NVD. I like it. I am going to, as a United fan, put my hat on Fernandes. Bruno. He was definitely hitting the ball. He looked confident. He looked really sort of positive. So I'm going to say a couple of goals from him. Got to get my word in for United. Fan till the end.
Someone has to support them.
Someone has. I'm the best man for the job. Okay, that said, I'm looking this week, guys, for game week 26. I think not the only other, but one of the tastiest fixtures has to be Norwich versus Liverpool. We've not touched upon it yet. It has to be touched upon. Norwich have got Pukki. He was somewhat on a scoring spree, 2 in 3, but that's come to an end in the last game. He's definitely not going to score against Liverpool. I'm seeing a clean sheet for Liverpool.
Liverpool will be back from Dubai. Is that where they're spending the winter break? Something like that?
When I get my ticket through, I'll know.
Yeah, so they'll be back.
It's all a surprise.
Will Mane be back with them?
Yeah, I think Mane has always been targeted back for the Norwich game.
Yeah. Is it not a hamstring then? It wasn't a hamstring tear then. It was a tweak. So I think they wanted. It was precautionary as well that when he came off as well.
But yeah, he should be back for the Norwich game, I guess. Yeah, unless there's any reoccurrence over the break.
Do you think you'll get back on him, Ferguson?
On Mane, he's in my team at the moment. I think anyone that comes back after an injury, that takes a bit of time to get to the right level. Salah's already at it.
It's a good game to come back in.
Certainly a good game to come back in, but it may even encourage, because it's such a nice game, it might be Klopp will be thinking, I'll just ease him into this one.
Very true.
Yeah. And Salah is playing, he's in full swing, he's playing very well. I think he's a brave manager to go the other way. I think it looks like Salah. As I say, Norwich, they've scored 2 goals in 3 games. They struggle in that, Pukki's the only one that will do it, and he won't score against that Liverpool defence. They're just not going to make enough chances. The guys have scored all season. They let in 47 all season, and they've scored 24.
Wow.
It works out less than a goal a game at this point. So definitely not going to see anything for Norwich. It is going to be a Liverpool onslaught. The questions I'm asking myself in my mind is Oxlade-Chamberlain going to stay up top? He's got 2 in 2. Don't see it. I've seen Henderson come to a lot of form, and I think a lot of people out there are going to be speaking about Henderson. He's 5.4 million. Yeah. But if you're going to have 3 Liverpool players in your team at the moment, I do believe Salah, Firmino, and you can't not have one at the back.
Yeah, Trent.
And my other feeling is
both
trying
at the back for the double clear.
Yeah,
I'm trying to work out how to get 2 at the back, because all of you guys have got 2 at the back.
That's the only place I got points this week.
Yeah,
Robertson and Trent Alexander 12 points over my 29.
I'm seriously thinking Gomez needs to come in. I think, but that week against Norwich, Salah's on fire. He's the place to look, isn't he? Without a doubt.
It's hard to ignore him. He's definitely a captain contender.
And the other one that I will call out, we've seen him do it many times, Van Dijk headers. I think Norwich could certainly let in a few headers. They've been very vulnerable at free kicks and corners this season. 47 let in. A lot of them have actually come from set plays. So I would certainly call out Van Dijk for 1 or 2 there. And Alexander-Arnold for some assists. So there we go.
There you go.
So that's what I'm looking at. So that's 4 of the 10 games.
Yeah.
4 of the 10 in game week 26. 6 to look at. Do we want to one-line these ones? We can start, I believe, one line. Sean, you can kick it off with Everton, Crystal Palace.
Everton have been kind of unpredictable recently. I think they got a good result this weekend, winning 3-2. And Crystal Palace, they've just done nothing after nothing, right? 3 draws and 2 losses in the last 5 games.
Mm-hmm.
I would see that continuing for them. They've been really disappointed. I think they're going to slip further down the league.
Everton with a great comeback against Watford, 2-0 down, won it 3-2.
They started scoring goals, and maybe there's some value on there. Sigurdsson finally got some points.
Yeah, so Sigurdsson, Mina, so he's not going to do that again. He got 2 that week. So